Okay. So some of your classmates are still trying to admit to the session. Anyways, let us just start. So thank you so much for granting my request to start the class earlier than 6 p.m. Because the session for tonight is just going to be very, very short. Because we will not be holding any formal discussion for tonight. I'd like to apologize for my um, unclear voice. So I have been having sore throat since last week. So that's actually why I have been postponing classes because my voice is not really very good. I can barely talk. So karon murag alang-alang na siya. Okay, so this is due to the changing weather, no, for the past days. So I've been experiencing also flu. So this is the aftermath. So this is way, way better than I had last week. So I hope you bear with me. And I also hope that once we hold the formal discussion already, my voice will be back to normal. Okay, so that it will be clear on your end. No? So karon introduction lang sa ano. So anyone from the class whose first time to be under me, who is okay, then Laza to one. Okay, four, only four. Who else? Bobadilla. Okay, so I have asked because if some of your names, Manggod, are already familiar with me, so I thought it would be unnecessary for me to introduce myself. But since I have found out that there are some of you that are that is the first time to be under me. So that would necessitate me to introduce myself before we proceed to the orientation for this um, evening. Okay. So, okay, let me introduce myself first. Okay. So, I am engineer Roxette C. Galdo. Yeah, Roxette C. Galdo. I am 26 I am 26 years old and I am a licensed civil engineer, of course, and I am also an accredited materials engineer one for the contractor side. So I have graduated my bachelor's degree in civil engineering from USDT last 2017. I graduated 2017, so that is like 6 years ago. So we were the first batch to carry the name USDP. Okay. The batch nga nag-una sa MUA, they carried with them MUST pa. Okay, so we were the first batch. Okay, so I have graduated also my master's degree in civil engineering, still from USDP last 2021. That is like 2 years ago. So my field of specialization for my master's degree is on geotechnical engineering. So I'm not really a structural person, nor I am a water person or water resources engineering person. So I am more interested or my forte belongs to geotechnical engineering. So I think some of you were under me for the subject soil mechanics. Okay. So during my master's degree, I was able to publish a study. My thesis, my master's thesis, was published under the Journal of Biodiversity and Environmental Sciences. co-authored by Dr. Kaingles. So she was my thesis advisor. I'm quite sure that you know her. Okay. So I have been with my master's degree USTP, and right now I am currently pursuing my doctor's degree, Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Planning and Management, still with USTP. So it's my second year already. Yeah. So next sem, we are supposed to have our dissertation already because PhD and doctor's degree, they are supposed to last for 2 years and a half, I think. And I am now already on my second year. So hopefully we will be able to finish as early as we can. Okay, copy no skill lang. Anyways, so I have been in the construction industry for 6 years already. So I started working last 2017. I took and passed the board exam, the I by the way, um, November 2017. So I graduated March 2017, took and passed November 2017, and got employed December 2017 as well. So, trabaho diretso, wala na patumpik-tumpik pa. So, I have worked both for the private sector and the government sector of the industry. So we have the private sector. I have worked for um, UKC Builders, Vicente Tiraw Construction, and San Miguel Corporation. So after that, I was given a chance to work for the engineering arm of the government, which is DPWH. So which is the public sector or the government sector. So that DPWH is where I am currently connected. Okay, so we have a logo here. Okay, so I work full time for DPWH for 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So while I work part time for USTP. So that's why I can only hold classes 5 p.m. beyond and on Saturdays. Okay. So I work full time with DP and then part time with USDP. So I have also been working for the academy as a part time instructor for like 4 years already. Yeah, I have been teaching since 2019. Yeah, 2019, way before the pandemic happened. And then during our time, wala pa ng mga Google Classroom, wala pa Ustep, no online platforms yet when the pandemic entered. So the only means was Messenger lang yun, and then Google Drive. So lucky for you, you already have um, what you call this one, Ustep. Yeah, yes. Okay, Ustep. So, aside from USTP, I was also teaching for, I have gotten the opportunity to teach for Capital University, I think year 2021. And then I have also gotten the chance to teach for COC FINMA, CDO campus. And then, aside from that, I was also teaching for Xavier University, Ateneo de Cagayan. Okay. So why are you messaging present? I will not be checking the attendance for tonight, ha? Because this is only an orientation man. And then the checking of attendance will begin next meeting na. Okay. So mo to siya, 4 years in the academy. What else ba? Hmm, for the last 4 years in teaching, the subjects that I have taught are the geotechnical engineering, we have dynamics of fluid bodies, um, deformable bodies, what else? I've also had a chance to teach hydraulics, RC, earthquake engineering, so and many more. Okay, so mao to siya. And actually, I have a twin sister. She is Roxanne. Siguro some of you were already handled by her. So she is the same as me, looks like me. Uh, she's also a CE. She's also teaching with USTP. She's also with DPWH. So very similar. Okay. So what else ba? Maura man to. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions about me or anything that you would like to know about me as your instructors? You may now raise your questions. Okay, by the way, for those who have been under me, you know that this is not my speaking voice, and I am still adjusting, by the way, no. I just took my braces off, and it has been replaced by something else. So that's why my speaking voice is a bit altered. So I'm still adjusting. So please bear with me. Okay, do you have any questions about me or anything that you would like to know? Wala. Okay, so if ma'am, yes, Reggie, wa na gyud tay chance mag face to face. By the way, do we already have a room assignment in prisons?
Not yet, ma'am.
Not yet. Yeah, not yet. But some subjects already they have. No, so I think for this subject we will not be having face-to-face class because some of my colleagues, yeah, that is sad. Some of my colleagues, Engineer Tagam, Engineer Nakasabog, they have already been assigned classrooms manggod. And then I've checked sa present, so wala gyud ato ah. So I think we will remain online except for the major exams. Ano naman gid ang style diri. So online ang discussion pero ang major exam face to face. Okay.
Nice.
Ano naman yun? Okay, USTP is USTP. Okay, any questions before we proceed?
Wala na, ma'am.
Wala na. Okay. So that would be all for my introduction. So I will be with you for the whole semester of 2023, 2024. You're all fourth year, right? May I know who are the scholars in this class? Please raise your hand. 14, who else? 14. Okay. So there are at least 14 who raised their hands. That means to say they are the 14, yeah. They are the scholars. So I also believe you are regular students, the scholars, because you're not allowed to fail man, di ba? Mm. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So the rest are irregulars. Ba? Okay. So for those who are irregular, uh, appear. Appear to the end part. Okay. When I was also trying to finish my bachelor's degree, I was also an irregular student, no? All throughout my stay in the engineering school because I was a shifty. So I was from TCM, then shifted to CA. So that's why I was an irregular. Although I did not fail any subject, but TCM is way far from CE. So there were subjects that we were not able to take during the first sem. Yeah, prerequisite biya yun. So it doesn't matter if you are a regular or regular. What matters is what you do to finish the course. Anyways, if you no longer have questions, I will now be sharing my screen. How about the schedule during Saturdays? Mag-stick to sa 7:30. Okay, somebody asked regarding our schedule, which is 7:30. Sige, I just would like to take this opportunity na lang to ask you, do you have any vacant time slot during Saturday except for our schedule?
Wala, ma'am.
Wala. 7 to 9 p.m. 7 to 9 p.m. Only.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll check the schedule for other sections. Because if you, sa'yo na po kayo ng 7:30, uy. Pero if you wish, I can merge you to other sections. Because I am handling 4 sections, man. So I have a schedule for 7:30, what else? 7:30, 10, 1, and 4 p.m. Anyways, we will just agree on that because I think we have 2 meetings man per week. We have the Wednesday and the Saturday, but one of that is for the lab man because CE424 has a lab component. So De Los Santos Sebastian. Okay. So anyways, we will agree on that, no? Because mas hindi pwede natin mag-merge with other sections. We will agree on that. So that means to say on Saturday, tentative, no? Tentative lang sa, ay no. Ay yeah, tentative lang sa ang ato ang meeting na if mag-meet ba ta or dili. I will just announce through the GC on Friday. So sa Friday mag-announce ko if mag-klase ba gyud ta sa Saturday. Okay. Any more questions before we proceed? So I believe there are none. So I will now be sharing my screen. Okay. Okay. Is my camera on? Can you see my face? No. No. Okay. Okay. So welcome to CE424 or DE2 with the description Water Resources Engineering. So we have here the author of these lecture notes, Engineer Reka Joyce of Shoma, because there are I think four of us handling this subject. So we are working in Bayanihan. So most likely the activities and the materials will just be the same all throughout the section. So welcome to Water Resources Engineering. So this course covers technical and scientific basis for the design of water supply system and the design of drainage with depth and thoroughness. So this course deals on the following topics: flow in closed conduits, design of water distribution systems, rainfall runoff relation, flow frequency analysis, and design of drainage systems. So as you can notice, this subject will be focusing more on the design. So our knowledge on hydraulics and hydrology will now be applied to real life situations, no, wherein we are required to design water systems or drainage systems. So this course will also expose you in getting data from different institutions or agencies and in designing simple water supply system or basic drainage systems that could be implemented in actual work. So this is the technical specification of this subject. 3 units for lecture and then 2 units for laboratory. Okay, so this is for the credit. Now, for the number of contact hours per week, the same lang siya. We have the 3 hours for the lecture and the 2 hours for the laboratory. So, based on the schedule given to us, I believe nga ang sa Wednesday maoy lecture, sa Saturday maoy lab. Okay? So the prerequisite for this course is the hydrology and the hydraulics. By the way, if I may ask, who was your instructor for hydraulics?
Engineer Tagulimot, ma'am.
Tagulimot, Dr. Cabaho.
Engineer Icharico, ma'am.
Ah, okay. Okay, so that's good. So these are the things that are expected from you by the end of this course. So according to Shed, you must be able to daw estimate peak runoff, determine the appropriate pump rating to deliver water from an identified source to a receiving tank or reservoir. Then you should be able to determine the size of the pipes when you are given the flow rate. And you should also be able to determine the appropriate size of the open channel when given a known discharge. Okay, so you're also should be able to determine the parameters of different probability distributions commonly used in flood frequency analysis, and you should be able to design a basic drainage system or simply water supply system. So, what are buhat na engineer man gid ta, mo design gid ta. Okay, so as you know already, it is not only infrastructures or buildings that we design. It is also included in our scope of work, the design for water supply system and drainage system. So for us to be able to produce those outcomes required by CHED, these are the series of topics that we are going to discuss all throughout the semester. So week one, we have the water resources engineering introduction, and then supposed to be we are to discuss the hydrologic cycle. And then after that, we are going to talk about the water core of the Philippines. Then after, we are going to tackle about the peak one of estimation and the rational method. And then also time of concentration formulas, the NRCS SCS method, NRCS TR55 method. Okay. And we are going to also discuss about pump and pipeline systems and manometric head loss due to friction, head loss due to connections, bends, and valves. So I believe these are already familiar with you since you are already done with your hydraulics. And also, you are supposed to learn about this in your engineering utilities too, the plumbing. Okay, so dapat kabawan na mo ani. And then on week 7, we are to discuss pump characteristics and power requirements for pumps. And then week 8 is very hydraulics lang. We are to design drainage channels and choose best hydraulic sections. So, and we will have our midterm exam on week 9. And then on week 10, right after the midterm exam, we are going to talk about boundary shear stress, channel slope, and freeboard. Week 11, we are going to discuss on the design of channels, both with rigid and flexible linings. Week 12, we are going to discuss frequency analysis, normal distribution, Gumbel distribution, and then until week 13, we are still going to be tackling about um, distribution methods. We have the log normal, excuse me, the gamma Pearson type 3, and the log Pearson type 3 gapon on week 13. On week 14, we are going to talk about the design of water distribution systems. So, kani siyang topic is very, very familiar with you because you have already designed man, no? Water distribution system in your engineering utilities too. Is it right? Naka-design na ba mo og water distribution system during your engineering utilities too? Wala.
Wala
How
pa
about
mo.
the others? Wala.
Wala
Oh,
man.
wait. Why? Oh, why?
Igo naman may gipa-report, ma'am.
Igo ra report. Yeah, reporting man pod ko sa una pero by the time nga ay wala di ay. Ay yeah, reporting na gito pero ang part nga mag-design na mo og kung sa kadag-aang pipe nga agian sa tubig, kung sa dapat ang mga connections kana mga valves, mga wire dapat kabalo naman mo ana. Anyways, we will be doing that na lang for water resources engineering. We are going to determine the water demand, the fire demand, and the design flows. And then we are going to talk about component of water distribution system and on how we are going to evaluate the performance of water distribution system. And we are also going to talk about the design of drainage systems and the different components of the systems. Okay? So, muna siya ang last part before we proceed to the final exam. Okay, so basically, everything for water resources engineering um, is just the application of the prior knowledge, of the knowledge that we have gained in the prior subjects related to water. So, water, ganun. Ito siya apply diri as a 424. Okay, so those were the topics that we are going to discuss. Now, let us proceed to the class requirements. So, these are the things that you have to submit and to comply for you to complete the subject or the course. First and foremost is the attendance. So every meeting, the attendance will be checked except for today. Okay. So we are also going to have quizzes. So quizzes will be conducted online. Of course, malipay mo ana. Kay ay naman mo masad if ang discussion kay online. Pero pag quiz, mas okay kung online. Ana naman dyan. Mm-mm. May kayo magreklamo nga gusto gyud og face to face ang discussion. Pero ang pag-aboy sa quiz, ma'am, pwede online. Ang anak na dayon. So quizzes will be online, but the major exams will be face to face, both the midterm and the final. So assignments, if there are, but yeah, assignments will be submitted through Google Classroom. So we will not be using step because, as I have said, there are four of us who will be teaching the subject. So ang tendency ana, ma-mismanage ang what you call this one, ma-mismanage ang USTEP, ang course page sa USTEP. Since na nahitabo last mid-year, there are a lot of us teaching the same subject and then gikawala ang mga quizzes. Ambot ba, ginaunsa to sa uban faculty, no? Mga ibang faculty nga, dili kayo sila well-versed sa use step. So kay kawala ang mga submission bin. Reklamo rin ang mga estudyante nga nganong nawala naman. Hindi naman may kasabit ma'am. Only to know nga gidelete din sa isa ka faculty. So to avoid that one, we are going to use Google Classroom. I will be creating this one. So late submission will be subjected to reduction. Di ay, kaya kung ako, di na ako dawaton ng late uy, charis. So, dawaton yapon, pero na-ada deduction. Okay, so this has been agreed by the faculty. Now, the project innovative task, performance innovative task, or the PIT, we will also have for the midterm and the final. Pero as of now, we have not yet agreed on what task to give you for the PIT. We still have to meet for this one and agree, no, on what PIT we are going to give for this subject. Okay. So, mali siya ang class requirements. Now, let us proceed to the grading system. So, your class standing performance items. So, this includes your attendance, your seat work, and your assignments. That will give 10%. And then your quizzes will give 40%. Okay. And your major exam will give 30%. And your PIT will give 20%, a total of 100. As you can notice, mas dako ang fraction for the quiz. It will give 40%. That's why, um, based on my experience with the other students, yun sila, ma'am, nganong gamay ra man ang grado or ma'am, nganong kanira man akong grado nga na perfect man ako ang midterm ano nga na perfect man ako ang final. Niya pag ando di ay na siya na miss nga quiz. So dako ka siyang bira no kay mas dako man ang percentage sa quiz. So that's why I encourage everyone to not miss any quiz. And in the case of quiz, if you are unable to take the quiz on time, I will not give any special quiz or delayed quiz. Kay online na lang gani, makakopya na lang gani mo. Tapos, napag yung delayed. So, grabe ka, kuan. Ayahay. Oh. So, wala yung delayed quiz ha. Wala pa yung special quiz. So, a total of 100%. So, the final grade, now I would like to ask your opinion on this one. So, I have put here the 1/2 or 50 na bahinay for the midterm and the final term. Now, the other option is 1/3, 2/3. Now, I would like to know which one do you prefer? The 1/2 or the 1/3, 2/3? Let me know. Fifty-fifty. How about the others? Can I get na lang a thumbs up for 50-50? Okay. Okay, thank you so much. So I believe majority of the class um, would like to have the 50-50. Okay, so then we will have 50-50. Okay. And I think that would be all. Do you have any questions? Do you have questions? Or any information that you would like to know about the class or the subject? You may speak directly through the microphone or you may send your message in the chat box. None. Diloso Desiree. How are you related to
Yes, ma'am.
how are you related to Gabriel Deloso?
Wala ko kailana, ma'am.
Wala ka kaila. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you. What else? Ma'am, unsay kalaihan? Wait. We have message here. Ma'am, unsay kalaihan sa water resources engineering and water supply? What is water supply? Water supply, what's the complete name? Complete name. Complete subject description. Water supply planning and development. Oh, you have the subject there. Ah, it's my first time to hear about sorry, water supply planning and development. Yeah. Do day. During our time, one lang man. So this is for the new curriculum. So I'm not quite familiar with water supply planning and development. So, kasi yung extra ani, kinsa, kinsa siya. Magamit og software? No. Ah, ay si Koan, Engineer Sagario. Okay. Okay, dili magamit og software, I believe. Ma'am, puros ni solving na subject. Pwede dili? Na, dili pwede. Pwede dili? Dili pwede. Mag-solve kita diri. Kay application man siya sa kuan, sa hydraulics o sa kuan, hydrology. Pero I think sa inyong water supply planning and development, I think ano siya kanang magamit mag software the what you call that one um I forgot the name. EPANET, yeah, EPANET. I think sa water supply and development, it's a more across, yeah. It's a larger scale. Across, yeah. Larger scale siya. Murag community siya. Community ang niyang focus. Like large scale. Like development of subdivisions. In water resources engineering, no, based on what I know, nakafocus siya sa siya site specific. Or siya, for example, sa isa ka building lang, ganun. Sa water supply planning and development, larger scale siya. And then sa water resources engineering is or naka-specific siya sa isa ka structure like open channels, the drainage system. When we talk about water supply, no, when you hear the water supply, it is merely being able to find ways or plan and develop a system that can supply water to to the community. More on water supply siya. Ang water resources engineering, this would deal with the design of canals, channels, reservoir, piping system, included ang drainage system. No, supplyan nimong isa ka building og water dayon pangitang pamaagi kung saan mo pag-drain ang water out from the building. So water supply is water supply lang yun. Supply sa water, quality sa water na i-supply, ganun. Okay. Sige, mag-meet mo ni Engineer Sagario. Nag-meet naman. Online. Wapod mo face to face. Online lang yun. Wala may room. Sige be. So nag-meet na mo. So nag-orientation na mo. Sige, unsa may kalainan sa water supply o water resources. Sige na be. Who can speak out? Speak out. Who can speak in behalf of the class? Anyone? Kanang sa imong sabtan lang good. Based na po sa yung gidiscuss. Sige daw. Wala. So, water supply. Gas supply so water and water resources. Yeah, there's a point there. There's a point. Water supply focuses more on measure mitigations, systems, kung saan pag-supply sa water. Water resources would deal on kung asa gigikan ang water and then how do you design open channels? How do you design tanks and reservoir based on the flow rate and the discharge? So, I think the water supply wala tayo solve dito. It's more on analysis. Yeah. Analysis is water supply. Sige, any more questions? Thank you, Jo, for that wonderful answer. Okay, any more questions that you'd like to know? Ano, thank you. Unsay method para kuhaon ang wastewater discharge sa community and large scale? I think that belongs to the water supply. Because water resources is only focused on what you call this one? Building site specific. But anyways, I think we will be tackling that one. Uh, but actually, it is easier. It is easier to identify the wastewater discharge of a building compared to the water supply. Kay most likely the wastewater that will come out from the building, for example, I'm not be talking about the community, because that belongs to the water supply. For example, in a building, the sorry, the wastewater for that is most likely proportional to how much water is getting into the building. Kung pilay tubig nga mogsud sa isa ka building, mo man lang i-consume sa mga occupants ng building, mao na ang wastewater na magawas. I mean, proportionate ha. And that also would differ. That would also be dependent on what type of building magikan ang isa ka wastewater. Anyways, we will be discussing about this one, Alex. That's a very good question. Any more questions that you would like to ask? So I think wala naman guro, no? Pang thesis. Ah, okay. Mm. So water yung thesis. That's nice. Anyways, then I questions and clarifications and issues that you would like to raise. Okay. So kung wala na, okay. So if you, ay by the way, kinsa kay itong class rep? Kinsa gali ang class rep?
Sila Tokero, Ibanez, Kim.
Okay, Kim. Okay. Sige, ano na lang. Mag-update lang tayo sa GC ha. GC. GC. Okay. Kasi pa muna natin. Are the representatives here? Wala
Yes,
sila.
ma'am.
Okay. Excuse me. De Los Santos Sebastian. Is the Sebastian your name or your apelyido? Is he around? Wala siya. Sebastian yung name ano or
Sebastian yung name, ano?
Sebastian yung name. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Dili kayo na ako madungog, ma'am, tungod sa, sa ulan.
Okay,
Yung
okay.
ginaano.
Okay, thank you. I thought you're related to John Moore Sebastian.
Related mi ni, ma'am, ni Eljan Manalisi. Familiar, ma'am?
Okay. Ikaw dito, yung igagaw?
Hmm?
Igagaw? Ikaw to, pag mangkuhan dito.
Ah,
Yeah. So, igagaw niya si Earl. Okay, anyways, if you no longer have questions and clarifications, thank you so much for your time. And I will be seeing you next meeting, online na yapon. So that would be all for tonight. The class is dismissed. You may now leave the meeting. Thank you.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.